Hey, everybody, mind and soul out there looking at this week ahead with me. I'm Kerry. I've been doing these week ahead looks for a few months now. Let me know if you're following and liking. I'm going from Sunday to Saturday. In my world, Sunday is the first day of the week. Saturday ends the week. It is actually Saturday, today, September 13th. So what we have ahead coming up this week, we are still in between the two eclipses. We had the total lunar eclipse with Rahu eclipsing the moon in Aquarius, and that was on the 7th of September. The next one is going to be next Sunday, the 21st, and it is a partial solar eclipse. Every eclipse period is different. This one really feels in the middle of it, right? We're in the second week of two between the two eclipses. And it really feels very purgatory-ish to me. It really feels like, in a way, things have stopped, paused, willingly or unwillingly. If you're feeling that, let me know in the comments. I like to have a conversation and see if this is tracking for you guys. Anyway, okay, so it's Saturday the 13th. We're looking at Sunday the 14th through Saturday the 20th. You can see on my little chart right here, we're looking at Washington, D.C. I have the time set at 7 a.m. now. Keeps getting later and later as the season goes through. The first part of the week, we're having like some musical chairs with the inner planets. A bunch of things are shifting. So, for example, today on Saturday, Mars has moved from Virgo into Libra, which puts a couple of things into play. First of all, it takes Mars and Saturn out of an opposition, which always feels like a lot of friction, especially right now with Saturn retrograde. It's very push-pull with Saturn and Mars interacting that way. So that's changing today. And then then we're going to have Venus and Mercury changing signs tomorrow on Sunday. And then we're going to have the Sun changing signs on Tuesday. So right at the beginning of the week, all the inner planets move. Mercury changes sign, Venus, Sun, and Mars has changed. So it feels like this week is going to be a little different from last week. I just wanted to say that how tragic of a day Wednesday was in the news. If you follow the news, right here in my time zone, I live in the mountain time zone in the US, within 5 minutes of each other in two different locations, there were shootings, and it was tragic and horrible. It happens too much in the US, but it's interesting to look that those things happen 5 minutes apart. I looked at the charts. Weirdly, within one time zone, they were far enough apart that there's different rising signs. And so the two different incidents had similarities, but also differences in the targets. So I just wanted to say, that was Wednesday, around 12:15, 12:20 Mountain Time, US. And so the moon was in Aries that day. Is just in the first 5 degrees of Aries, being aspected by Mars, a very strong Mars. Very unfortunate stuff. Anyway, hopefully nothing that dramatic happened in your world, personally to you. Okay, so let's just look day by day here. This is Sunday. You can see in my little chart, the Sun is just at the very end of Leo. Mars has just moved over into Libra on Saturday night. And this is the first day of the week. So, Sunday, Sun, the Sun's day. That's really the name of the game this week, because we're pushing up into this partial solar eclipse. And that will happen when the moon and the sun join exactly next Sunday morning in the early degrees of Virgo. Which is a very interesting eclipse. It's like a widespread partial eclipse, because the nodal axis, Rahu and Ketu, will still be where they are in Aquarius and Leo. But the sun and the moon, who are actually the lights in this equation, will be in Virgo. So they're going to be in separate signs, which I think is interesting. It really it puts Rahu and Ketu into a situation. Venus will be with Ketu. And then it puts Mercury and Sun opposite Saturn, like exactly opposite Saturn. So yeah, it just feels like a lot of things were triggered from that total lunar eclipse. It feels to me, for a lot of people, like that eclipse unpacked some things that maybe you were avoiding looking at or were hidden from you, gave you information that made some extremely important decisions pending. Like, this has to leave and this needs to come in. So in this 2-week period that we're in between these two eclipses, it really feels like we're all a little bit just reacting to news and facts that have come up in our own life or in the world, that are really affecting our trajectory of things. So if it's hard to make decisions right now, maybe just let it be hard, and wait until you can have a little bit more clarity. Just a suggestion. So the sun will be spending its last few days in Leo for the year in the first part of this week. And when the sun moves into Virgo on Tuesday, it's moving right into an opposition with Saturn. Mercury will also be there with the sun. Mercury in Virgo is always friendly and cheerful and makes things organized. But the sun being opposite Saturn, that's going to happen once a year. Every year the sun moves through whatever sign is opposite from Saturn. And the Saturn and the sun tend to be, again, friction, kind of like Mars and the sun, but maybe even deeper with the sun and Saturn, because they're considered to be rivals, enemies, and also family members. The sun is actually the father of Saturn in the Vedic stories. Anyhow, it can create some friction. I always feel like the sun and Saturn opposite brings up the themes of me, I, versus us and we. The feeling of individual needs opposed to collective needs. So we all may feel that theme in some way throughout the upcoming month as the sun goes through Virgo. So anyway, all right, so this is Sunday. As you can see, Mars has just moved. We've got Mercury. Look how late the degrees are with Rahu, the RA, with JP, which is Jupiter, with Venus, VE, and ME, and SU. They're all about to move. So this is Sunday. I'm going to just advance us. What happens on... Oh, did I go? Yes, now we're on Monday. So what happened overnight, or during Sunday, is that both Venus and Mercury are going to change signs. It's a one in, one out situation. So Mercury is leaving Leo, leading the sun out of the sign of Leo, and then Venus will be stepping in to Leo with Ketu. That's a whole other thing we can discuss as the weeks go by. But yes, Venus with Ketu will remain in Leo. Mercury goes to Virgo. Mercury is great in Virgo. Maybe that will help me get my house cleaned up. My 4th house ruler is Mercury. And Mercury having been opposite Rahu, things have been a little chaotic in my house. So if that's been happening to you too, maybe good luck with getting organized. What else? Moon. Look up in the upper right corner of the chart. Moon with Jupiter. So this is Monday. Monday is the moon's day. And Moon and Jupiter is a great combination. It's called Gajageshari Yoga. 2 allies as planets joining up. It's usually pretty good energy. So there's that. All right, so this is Monday. I'm going to click forward until Tuesday. And now you can see, so this is Tuesday morning. Tuesday is Mars's day. Look at the moon and Jupiter, exactly conjunct. Look how close Rahu's degrees still are. Remember that Rahu and Jupiter are giving each other a mutual aspect. That means they're aspecting each other. It's creating energy. This is going on pretty much all year. It's very amplified and growth oriented, not always in a measured way. Okay. But Monday and Tuesday, we're going to have the moon with Jupiter. That's good energy. Especially even the fact that Rahu and Jupiter are aspecting each other, but also the sign of Libra, where Mars has just gone in. So Mars is all about power. It is a fiery, powerful energy. When it is not channeled in a great way, we can get aggression, we can get accidents, that kind of thing. So Saturn and Mars pushing on each other, that was some friction. Is it better with Mars in Libra? Is it less aggressive? I don't know. Let's remember too that Libra to me is the sign of politics. Venus rules the sign of Libra. To me, Venus is all relationships. It's one-on-one relationships, it's community, it is politics. What are our contracts? What are our social contracts? What are our personal contracts? So Libra can be very political. Mars being in Libra, maybe we see some political aggression. We like it when Jupiter aspects Mars. Jupiter is a good influence on Mars, and that's what's going to be happening as Mars goes through Libra. He's going to get closer and closer to Jupiter's good aspect. So that's good. That's positive. Now we've also got Rahu. Rahu's also coming over and aspecting Mars in the same way. This could feel like, how do we really manage our power? The Jupiter says, let's be good, let's be true. Rahu says, let's get what we want. So Rahu and Mars, when that interaction happens and Rahu's aspecting Mars, but not vice versa, it can create a little chaos when it comes to the distribution of power or the deployment of force. So depending on how well organized some campaign is, it could go well or not. But I do find sometimes that Rahu affecting Mars can create some accident energy. So maybe slow down and just don't let the anger get the better of you for a while. The whole entire time Mars is in Libra. So it'll still be next week. I'll update you then. Okay, this is Tuesday morning. Moon and Jupiter really close. Jupiter and Rahu both aspecting Mars at this point. And what will also happen on Tuesday is the sun will move out of Leo and into Virgo. I'm going to click us ahead one more day. Okay, so this is Wednesday. As you can see, the moon has now moved into its own sign of Cancer, out of Jupiter's range, and we have a waning moon now. So waning moon makes me feel tired. It makes me feel like my energy is low and I don't have as much oomph in me. So if you're feeling that way this week, it could be due to this waning moon, which is also riding into a partial solar eclipse. So anytime the moon is waning, our energy can get lower. Maybe just stake out some more time and space for yourself, for your self-care this week. Wednesday looks like a great day for self-care. I wanted to also say, if you're tracking the retrograde or direct Rahu thing on my little charts here, when there's an underline under something, it means it's a retrograde motion. Rahu and Ketu generally move in a retrograde motion, but there's some days where they wobble and either stay still or go direct. So we have a lot of direct Rahu energy this week. I think it starts on Monday. So I didn't mention that. So now it's mentioned. All right, Wednesday, we've got the Rahu, Venus, Ketu, all the planets, but Saturn are direct on that day. Moon's in its own sign. Sun and Mercury have gone to Virgo. All right, it's hump day, Wednesday. I like the energy when we have a line of planets like Jupiter, Moon. They're all in a row. It feels purposeful to me. It feels like, hey, maybe let's use this week, even though we don't have a lot of energy. Be good for organizing. There's in between eclipses. We don't want to do major actions. Maybe we do our lists. Maybe we do our vision boards. Maybe we try to just figure out what's next when it's time to act, which I feel like is after the eclipse. So there it is. This is Wednesday. Let's fly forward to Thursday. Moon is still in Cancer on Thursday. Thursday is Jupiter's day. Good day to do Jupiter things. Jupiter rules growth and space and children and education. It's a good day for banking. It's a good day for money management. It's a good day for learning in classes. It's a good day to consult with your astrologer. All those kind of things. So that's Thursday. And remember, again, waning moon. Even though the moon's in its own sign, it's still getting a little tired. All right, now let's go to Friday. Most things have moved by this point. The moon moves into Friday and Saturday. The moon will be in Leo, moving by Venus, then moving past Ketu into Virgo for the partial solar eclipse on that Sunday morning, the 21st. So, all right. Nothing else jumping out at me on Friday, except for this: the Moon and Venus being together on a Friday with Ketu. Okay, two very social, connective planets, Moon and Venus, in a hot, individualistic sign of Leo, with Ketu, which can be blocking, and we're drained and we're tired. So by Friday of this week, we could really feel done. We could feel like, I don't really feel like trying. I don't feel like being with anybody. I don't feel like reaching out. But I also think that maybe resist that a little bit. It could be that socializing and reaching out is the thing to do, rather than isolating. Just a suggestion. So there it is. Okay, and this is Saturday, the last day of our week, the day before the eclipse. And again, moon will just have its move up to the sun and over the border on Saturday night and into Sunday morning. The eclipse will really only be seen. It's very small. If you look at the map, you can go Google it and just say 2025 eclipses and find the September 21st one. It always has like a map of where the eclipse is actually seen. This one's very isolated and small. It's New Zealand. Hey, New Zealand, let's check. Let's keep an eye on New Zealand on Sunday and see if anything dramatic happens. But really, it's like New Zealand, the very tiny east coast of Australia, Antarctica. So kind of a strange little eclipse. And again, I'm not sure how to take it with Saturn really exactly opposing that eclipse. So I'll be back next Saturday to talk more. We'll get into the eclipse a little bit more next Saturday. It'll be the next day. But think about it this week. What has ended? Ready or not ended, right? I really feel like that Rahu moon eclipse on the 7th in Aquarius, it just dislodged some things, whether it was information that was hidden or somebody's true colors coming out, causing you to perhaps change your course. It was a little disruptive, maybe uncomfortable, but maybe for the best. So take it easy on yourself this week. You don't have to know exactly where you're going. You don't have to make all the decisions, but you can reorganize. and you can take care of yourself. And let's keep our eye on Mars and Libra and how Jupiter is affecting it and how Rahu's affecting it. And with Mars getting deeper and deeper into Libra and those aspects getting tighter, it's amazing, powerful energy for growth. As long as we can keep our head on our shoulders and make wise decisions about how to use our resources, and how to use our time, and how to use our inspiration. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. And I really appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares. It does encourage me. So have a great day. See you next time.